Morning. What a great day, right? Cubs and Sox both in first place. Thank you all for being here today as we start a new era of Northwestern basketball. Just over 2 weeks ago, as we began our search process, I indicated that we were looking for 4 critical attributes in our next men's basketball coach. First, institutional fit. Someone who understands and will embrace Northwestern, can promote the world-class experience for our student athletes, and places a strong emphasis on academics. Second, recruiting. Someone who enjoys and has demonstrated success in recruiting. Someone who will thrive on the recruiting trail, which is the lifeblood of every elite program in college athletics. Third, compliance. Someone who has a deep commitment to the ethical standards necessary at a place like Northwestern. Someone who takes compliance seriously and will run our program accordingly. Finally, success on and off the court. Someone who has experienced a high level of success, both as a former student athlete and as a coach. Someone who can and will have success in the future here at Northwestern University. Someone who will develop our student athletes as players and as people. After a thorough, comprehensive, and efficient search process, we have found someone with all of these attributes and more. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce to you for the first time the 24th head basketball coach in Northwestern's history, Chris Collins.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I can't tell you all enough how excited I am to be back in Chicago. This is home for me. No matter where my travels and trails ever went, Chicago was always my home. And to be back here at a place like Northwestern and what this university stands for is just a perfect fit for me as I now become a head coach. It's a dream come true for me. I've had an opportunity to be at Duke for a long time, as you all know, which is a special place. And I feel it's prepared me in every way to lead this program here, to new heights. For me, this is a fresh start. It's a fresh beginning. It's a new energy. And I'm excited about the future of Northwestern basketball. When my family and I always wanted to look at a situation for us as we move forward and hopefully had the opportunity to be a head coach, we wanted to look at a place where we felt we could call home for a long time. And as I talked to Dr. Phillips and President Shapiro and understood and saw in their eyes the vision that they have for this program, everything that Northwestern University stands for, excellence not only in academics, but also athletics. And it's everything that I've always been about, and it's what I want to carry out in the future. And this is why this situation for me, I feel is the perfect fit. And for me, you all may talk about going to the NCAA tournament and all those things, and sure, that's going to be a great milestone when we get there. But my goal coming to Northwestern is to build a top-notch basketball program. And I want to be here for a long, long time. And it's exciting to me to put my imprint on this university, on this school. And I cannot thank the administration here enough for giving me this chance. President Shapiro, having a chance to meet with him and seeing his passion and competitiveness and the energy that he has for not only this place, but for his athletic programs, the conversations with Dr. Phillips, the connection that we had, both having a shared vision of where we want to take this program. And certainly I also want to thank Chairman Osborne and the Board of Trustees for giving me this opportunity. It's an exciting day. I want to create a family atmosphere in this program. My family is here today, my wife, my kids, my parents, and it's a good day. It's a good day, and I'm really excited to be here, and I can't wait to get to work. You guys that know me, I'm an enthusiastic guy. I'm energetic. I'm passionate about what I do. And I promised everyone at this school and this university that I will give my all to make this program that's to be respected nationwide. And it's not about getting to one NCAA tournament. It's about doing more than that, and hopefully one day building a championship program here at Northwestern.
We'll open up for questions. Please grab a wireless mic again. Please state your name and affiliation before you ask.
Hey, Chris over.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey, Teddy.
You have a lot to do. What's your plan for today and the next several days?
Well, my first priority was to spend time with the guys. I had an opportunity when I got to town last night to spend time with the current players. You know, to me, a long, long time ago, I was a player at one point. So I understand at the end of the day, it's a players program and it's going to be about them. So my first priority was trying to develop a connection with the guys that I'm going to be going into battle with starting right away. And I'm going to be here now. I want to spend time with them. You know, certainly this month is a recruiting period for us. We have to attack that vigorously and get out there and hopefully take the excitement of what we're trying to build here and get in the homes, get in the schools, and start to get after it in recruiting. So, you know, to me, those are the first two priorities. I want to, you know, it's important for me to be a part of the Northwestern community. So I want to be around. I want to get on campus. I want to see the students. I want to meet people here. And that's what attracted me to a place like Northwestern, is because that's what I'm used to. I think it's a special place that stands for a lot of great things, and I'm excited to get to know everybody in the community.
Yeah, okay, Chris. Neil Hayes with the Chicago Sun-Times. Some real benefits to being here, as you said, also some challenges. What will you use to kind of sell the program when you're out on the recruiting trail to some of the local athletes?
Well, when I look at this situation, I think Northwestern has a lot to sell. You know, you hear the name Northwestern, you all automatically think of excellence in not only athletics, but, you know, well-rounded excellence, you know, academic excellence. And there are plenty of players and young men out there that want to be a part of a situation like that. You throw in being in a great city like Chicago, to me, the best sports city in the world, a great energy, a beautiful campus, hopefully the opportunity to want to play for myself as I get started, a young, energetic coach. And I just believe there's guys out there that want to be a part of it. There's good players out there that are good students that want to believe in a place like Northwestern, and it's up to me to go out there and find those guys and get them to Evanston.
Hi, Chris. How did being in a competitive league like the ACC, how is that going to prepare you for what you're going to encounter in the Big Ten?
Well, I'm excited about it. You know, certainly for me, being at Duke, you know, every night we played was everybody's Super Bowl. You know, it was the biggest crowd you're going to face. It's the most hostile crowd. It's the most motivated team you're going to play all year. So I'm used to being in a situation where we're getting everybody's best shot every night. You know, we played a lot of the Big Ten teams this year, so I got a little bit of a handle for some of the personnel, you know, through the course of the last couple years. But, you know, I've been around basketball my whole life. I love the Midwest. I love this area. The Big Ten is what an amazing conference, you know, especially in basketball. You know, by far this year was the best basketball conference in the country. And so for me, to be able to be a head coach in this conference and all that it stands for as well is an amazing honor. And the guys will find out, though. It's going to be tough work. We're gonna get after it on the court. Anyone that knows my personality knows that that's who I've always been as a player and as a coach. And we're going to have to step up and compete, and we're not going to back down. And we're going to put our guys in a position to be successful, even starting this year.
Chris, Jim Rose from
Hey,
ABC7. How you doing? You've got a source that you could tap here. It's one of the best basketball minds I've ever been around. Are you going to rely on your dad to give you advice from time to time? And what has he told you about this whole process as you embark on becoming a head coach for the first time?
Yeah, well, I mean, always. I mean, we talk daily, and you know, what's been great about it is the fact that I've been getting older. It's been give and take. You know, it was more when I was younger. You know, I'm mainly the recipient of all those things. But now, you know, the friendship that we've built, you know, to be able to talk to each other. You know, he has his own team, and he asks me for advice. I always ask him for advice, and to be able to talk it out. And it's an amazing resource. And, you know, my parents, they've been supportive of me my whole life. And it's not going to change here. They all got purple on today, and they're ready to get started with me as I get going. And, you know, the main advice I got from my dad and my parents is, you know, just like anything, you know, just go in there and be yourself and work hard and show out your personality and go in there and create your own legacy and create your own program. And that's what I'm thankful for, to be here. You know, it was very important for me to go to a place, leaving a place like Duke, which has meant so much to me in my life, to go to a place where I felt I could create my own legacy and create my own program. And the opportunity that Dr. Phillips and President Shapiro and everyone has given me here, I just can't thank them enough, because I'm very excited about it.
Chris, right here. Peggy Kaczynski from NBC Chicago.
Okay.
Can you talk about maybe what you did learn from your dad and Coach K as well in terms of coaching, period, and what you take from both of them?
Well, I think the best advice I ever got from them was you never know everything about the game. You can always learn. You know, it's amazing being around Coach K. You know, here's a guy who's won everything you could possibly win. He's accomplished everything you could possibly accomplish. And we'd be in the summers, you know, working with USA Basketball, and he'd be sitting there taking notes, you know, what Coach Boeheim was saying, or Coach D'Antoni, or Mr. Colangelo, and he's always wanting to learn more and wanting to be a better coach, and how can he connect with his players, and how do you evolve, you know, with your guys as landscapes change, because they are always changing. You know, college basketball, you have to be flexible. You have to be able to adjust. But I think the main thing that they've tried to teach me is no matter what you learn from who your mentors are, you have to be yourself, and you have to coach in your own style, and you have to follow your own instincts. And, you know, that's what I plan to do. I plan to take all the knowledge and all the wisdom and everything I've learned from so many great coaches. I've been so blessed my whole life to be around basketball. I mean, starting since I was 4 or 5 years old. But now it's on me to create my own style and to be my own coach. And that really excites me. And I'm looking forward to getting started.
Chris, David Kep, Sportsnet, WGN, welcome home.
Thank you.
The last 13 years, Northwestern has played what they call a Princeton offense. What type of an offensive, defensive attack do you envision bringing here?
Well, you know, one of the things I believe about coaching is you should tailor what you do based upon your personnel. So what I plan to do over these next few months, and, you know, given the time we're allowed to work with our guys and get on the floor, and we want to really work on player development. And I want to help these guys get better throughout the course of the spring and the rest of the summer. And then as we get into the fall and as we realize who our team's going to be, I will create a system that I feel is going to benefit the pieces that we have. I don't believe in having a strict system that I'm just going to plug the guys in from year to year. That's just not how I coach. I want to coach, I want to focus, I want to showcase my star players, my best players. I want to put them in a position to be successful, and then complement them with the right pieces, so hopefully we can win and compete against the teams that we're going to have to play against.
Chris, Adam Hogue from 670 The Score here in Chicago. We're here inside Welsh-Ryan. I'm curious what kind of conversation, abilities here, and kind of plans you have to create more of make this place more of a destination for your play.
Well, the last time I was in Welsh-Ryan, this is not a joke, I was 1992, a long time ago, and I was a player. I played in the super sectional against Stevenson, and the place was packed. I mean, couldn't find a seat in here, and it was an unbelievable atmosphere. And I know there's been a lot of talk about what we don't have and what we need and all that kind of stuff. You know, my goal for Welsh-Ryan is let's make this a heck of a home court advantage. Let's get these seats packed. I want to get on campus. I want to get the students excited. Let's get people in the building. Let's get everybody wearing purple. And let's see what it's like when you got 8,000 plus people in here going crazy for Northwestern basketball. To me, it's going to be a heck of a home court advantage. And, you know, in terms of facilities, I believe in the vision that Dr. Phillips and President Shapiro have. You already see the lakefront facility is going to be off the charts. You know, had a chance to see the site last night. They have a vision for being top-notch in athletics, and I know that it's going to apply to basketball as well. So, you know, it's my job to find the right guys to come in here and want to be a part of this. And I know that as we continue to succeed, that we'll continue to make changes and make this place the best we can make it. And, you know, my goal is to make Welsh-Ryan the best home court advantage in the Big Ten. And that's not going to be easy. But I come from a place, if you walk into Cameron Indoor Stadium, no one goes in there and talks about how state-of-the-art it is. But you talk about the atmosphere because it's the people that are in it and the hunger of the crowd and the excitement. And that's what we have to build. And we got to put a product on the floor that people are going to be excited about, and we got to get our students, our alumni, and our fan base excited about coming in here and supporting us.
Hey, Chris, Ryan Baker from CBS 2 here in Chicago. You've been a winner on every level, from Glenbrook North to Duke, as a player and a coach. How are you approaching the challenge of get into a situation where it might not be successful right away, and you have to put that work in to get things turned around to make it a consistent winner that you talked about? Have you thought about how much patience you're going to need, and it might be a culture change for you personally? Yeah, well, I mean, like anything, change is new. I mean, it's going to take a little time for the players to earn my trust, for me to earn theirs. That's why it's so important for me to develop the relationships with those guys as we get started. I understand there's a lot of work to be done. I'm not afraid of that. I'm a competitor. You know, when I went to Glenbrook North, they had never done anything in basketball. You know, people wanted me to go to other high schools because they didn't think I could win there. And, you know, we started a culture there, and it became one of the best basketball programs in the North Shore, and still is to this day. Certainly when I went to Duke, it was already established. But I had to go through tough times there as well. You know, my junior year, Coach K got sick. We went from the national championship game to last place all in 1 year. And then my senior year, we had a group of guys, and we had to dig down, and we had to kind of bridge the gap to get the program going again. So, you know, I'm not afraid of the work that needs to be done. I know it's going to take time. I'm ultra competitive. I'm passionate about what I do. You guys will see that. You know, to me in life, if you love doing something, you want people to know about it. So when I played, I know I was real energetic on the court, and some people liked it, some people didn't. But I always wanted the world to know that I love what I'm doing. And it's no different in coaching, you know, and I love coaching. I love being on the college level where you can have an impact on these guys' lives and, you know, help to mold them into young guys and to become men. That's the kind of program I'm going to try to create here. And, you know, we're going to build a winner. I'm confident. I'm excited. But I also know it's going to take work. And I'm not afraid of the work that I'm going to have to do to get this thing going, and I'm in it for the long haul.
Chris, David Hoff from the Chicago Tribune. You know, what is your theory on why some Duke assistants have struggled as head coaches once they've moved on? And have you talked to any of those guys as far as so maybe you could learn from any mistakes or any of their struggles?
Well, I always think it's funny when people say that, because if you're going to measure success with what Coach K's done, then everybody's a failure. I mean, I'm Tommy Amaker and Johnny Dawkins and Mike Bray. You know, those are all guys that I played for. So I have great relationships with all of them. They're mentors for me. To me, they're successes. And I hope to be the kind of guys they are and the way they run their programs. And you know, I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. You know, fortunately for me, I'm a little bit hardened. I grew up in a family where I grew up in pro sports, having an athlete as a father and a coach. So I'm used to people saying negative things or getting on you or different things. And so that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. And the only thing I can say is I'm my own guy, you know, and I plan to blaze my own trail. And this is the right place for me to do that. And I feel it in my heart. My family feels it. And that's why I'm very excited to be here.
Chris, Kevin Trahan from InsideNU.com. When you look at, I know you haven't had much time with them yet, but you look at the personnel that you have coming back next year, what are your realistic expectations for next season?
You know what? I'm a basketball junkie, so I've probably watched these guys probably more than I should, you know, with my job, what I was doing back at Duke. But, you know, those who know me know if I'm at home and I'm relaxing, there's usually basketball on the TV. So these guys probably were a little bit stunned, probably kind of how much of a familiarity I had with some of the guys on the team. I had a chance to watch these guys play the last couple years. There's talent. There's talent in the program. There's guys that have had a chance to get experience as young players. Certainly it'll be new for everybody. It'll be a new energy, it'll be a new start, but I'm not going into the season saying like we can't win or, you know, it's not gonna happen. I mean, I have high goals. I wanna come in, I wanna win this year. And, you know, it's up to me and, you know, staff I put around me to put the pieces that I do have in the right position to be as successful as they can be. And that's what I plan to do. But I believe in the talent that we have in this program, and I think there's enough to be competitive even in the first year.
Chris, Jeff Glick, NBC Chicago.
That's my high school teammate. What's up, Jeff?
How you doing? You can tell it's an exciting day for you, but you're also pretty emotional up there. What are the emotions that are running through your mind, and why is this so important to you?
Well, it's just, you know, it's a dream come true, you know, for me to be in basketball, you know, my whole life, and, you know, to now be sitting up here and to be a head coach at a school like Northwestern in the Big Ten on the highest level of college basketball. It's pretty overwhelming in a good way, you know, because I just think of how hard I've worked to get here. So it's a special day for sure.
Coach Collins, Rohan Nadkarni of the Daily Northwestern. You talked a little bit about, you know, when you have your staff together, just, you know, what time do you expect to have all your staff together and really start getting into the job, you know, recruiting the Chicago area and stuff like that? When do you expect to start all these things?
Yeah, well, I haven't made any final decisions. You know, for me, I want to get on it right away. You know, this is an important time in our calendar. You know, April is a big recruiting month. And with us getting started, I want to hit the ground running. So I definitely want to jump in right away. You know, I want to talk to everybody on the current staff and spend time with them and figure out what's going to be the best for me and for the best for this program as we move forward. And, you know, developing a great staff is one of the key components to being successful. And I'm going to want guys that are going to fight. We're going to fight together. We're going to complement each other, and they're going to complement me, maybe some of the strengths and weaknesses that I have, and they can help me become better. So I want to get on it right away, and but also make the right decisions, what's going to be the best in the long term for this program.
Hey, Chris, Teddy Greenstein again. What's your understanding of the academic requirements to get in here as a basketball player and maybe how they compare to Duke?
Well, for me, I like the fact of being at a place that values academics. I really do. You know, I've always wanted to go to a program that strives for excellence in both of those areas. That's what I'm used to. That's my background. You know, and I'm going to recruit, like I said earlier, there are plenty of young men in this country and some in other countries, as we see with the roster. There are plenty of young men that fit the profile and fit what this university is all about. To play in the Big Ten, to be in Chicago, a great academic school, you know, hopefully with a new energetic staff. There are a lot of positives here, and I view the academic requirements as a positive because I think it adds to the value of the young man that I want to bring in. You know, talent is one thing, but you can only win if you have talent and character. And, you know, I intend to recruit guys that are talented, but also that have high character and represent all that this great school is about.
Chris Neil Hayes again from the Sun-Times. You're talking about your staff. Is there a chance somewhere down the road that your dad could be part of that staff?
Well, he's a head coach right now in the NBA, so it'd be probably quite a pay cut to be my assistant. No breaks in that end, but you know, you never say never to anything. And, you know, it's something we've always, you know, talked about at some point. And, you know, for him, he's so successful in what he does. And, you know, it's been great for us because, you know, the NBA's kind of been his thing. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to be a college coach was so I could do my thing. And it's been great for us to be able to support each other with him being in the NBA, me being in college. And whether or not he's on the staff or not, he's going to be part of it. That's how he is, and he's definitely going to have a big input on how we're doing things, and I'm sure he's going to be around plenty.
We'll take two more.
Chris, Nader Mood, Columbia Chronicle. Is there a chance at all that Northwestern may work with the CPS to help these kids maybe get better academics and maybe be able to?
Well, like I said, I mean, we're gonna continue to work hard to bring in, and we're gonna look. I want to recruit with Chicago. There's no question about it. Chicago, to me, is the best basketball city in the country. And, you know, I argue that all the time down when I'm in North Carolina, down in Durham. We'd have players from all over the country, and I always put Chicago #1. I truly believe that. The coaching in this city, the level of player, I want to recruit Chicago. I want kids to want to stay home and come to this great school. But I also want it, just like it's a great fit for me to be the coach here, I also want to find the guys that it's the perfect fit for them to play here. And it doesn't matter to me where they're from. And we intend to look everywhere and to find those guys that can help take our program to the next level and to where everyone here wants it to get.
You've been linked to a lot of jobs, a lot of schools have been interested in you. What was your approach throughout that process over those years, and how was this different in terms of how aggressive you were in maybe pursuing this opportunity?
Well, for me, I've always been taught ever since I've been young, you know, if you're ever presented with opportunities, you always answer the phone. You always listen, no matter what, because you never know when the right opportunity is going to be there. And, you know, and talking with my family is very important to me, my kids, my wife. You know, this wasn't just me taking something on, it was our whole family. So, you know, I always felt in my heart that I would know when it was right, and that's just kind of the way I operate. And when this situation came about, I felt it in my heart. You know, I felt this was a place that I was needed. It was a place that I could embrace. It was a place that I could believe in. And once my family had a chance to see all those things, to be able to raise my kids in Chicago, where I grew up, I mean, it's a slam dunk. And so, I mean, for me, this was everything I was looking for. And the people that I've already met, the people that I'm working for, that's what makes schools like this really successful. And I always want to surround myself with good people. And a place like Northwestern, you know, provides all those things for me.
Thank you, everybody. We'll do a brief photo op. Once we're done, we'll clear the table and chairs off the stage.
So there you see Chris Collins posing for a picture with Dr. Jim Phillips after his somewhat emotional, I would say, news conference, his introduction as Northwestern's 24th head basketball coach on the men's side. Again, Chris Collins coming home to Chicago to take over a program that has certainly had more success over the last decade or so under Bill Carmody than it had known really ever. But